What's up, you all? Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanchstradamus, aka Swaggy B, aka B Diddy, No Diddy. Um, yeah. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Good afternoon. Some places, good morning. So the powers that be have played a very masterful game on us. And so what they've done is they do this thing where they don't attack the actual thing that's bad. They attack the people that are going against said thing that is bad, or they go against the people that are protecting said things that are good. This is what they do. So what you'll find is if the powers that be want chaos and anarchy in the streets, if they want death, destruction, and damnation, then you can't tell the general public we want those things. So what they do is they would demonize anything that would be against it, i.e. law enforcement, i.e. conservatives, i.e. white people with some sense. And so what they do is they attack things that are opposed or defend things that are bad or good. So they're not going to get on TV and say, we just encourage outright destruction. They'll get on TV and say that the police are bad. They'll get on TV and say that black people have a righteous cause. It's a very, masterful plot or plan, whatever you want to call it. Hold on one second. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. So what you'll find in today's title, so let me give me 1 second. Today's title is called Move Philadelphia Part 2, The Rise in Anti-Police-ism. Now, policeism is a made-up word, but these folks making up words every day, so what difference does it make? But the rise in anti-policeism. So, sorry about that, you all on Instagram. Sorry about that, I'm back. And what's up, Kenya? What's up, Robot Devil? What's up, Mass Sketch? What's up, Neek? What's up, G John? What's up, Trey Nash? What's up, AVB? What's up, Raythel? What's up, Debbie? And so you notice the rise in anti-policeism came about during the rise in social justice. So the Black empowerment movement coincided with the demonizing of police. There's a reason, though. Because what the blacks were doing was communism, you can't just say we outright support what they're doing. So what you do is you condemn the police, or i.e. the government, who's actually going against what they're doing. And by default, the average mind will say, okay, well, if the police are going against them and the government's going against them, then they have to be bad. Then that means that what they're doing is actually good. But in actuality, it's the opposite. It's just reverse, just advanced reverse psychology. It's just like you playing, what's the game? Uno, and you got this in reverse infinity card where you just keep reversing. That's what they do. And so you see the rise in anti-policeism coinciding with the rise in the Black empowerment movement. And the reason why is because once you demonize the police, then now any action that the police go against is going to seem righteous. Very, very masterful plan. Very masterful plan. So you don't really attack. They don't really attack what's right. they attack what defends what's right. That makes sense. But let's get into it. Let's get into it.
It was May 13th, 1985, when a police helicopter dropped an explosive on the Osage Avenue row home. Fire destroyed 61 homes and killed 11 people, including 5 children.
I'm Tez the writer. MOVE was created and founded by John Africa in the early 70s in West Philadelphia. And as people in his neighborhood saw him implementing what he was teaching, they wanted to be a part of the MOVE organization. May 13th, 1985, a bomb was dropped on their home.
One of us knew that someone was going to die.
Today, Good confronted those who say that tragic day defines his legacy.
You cannot hold me accountable for everything.
Did you have a concern that the people in that side of that house might be in physical danger or that their lives might be in danger?
Concern? We knew it.
These individuals are still here. They're ready to tell their story. This isn't just Philadelphia history. This is American history.
Now, the problem is the framing of what they're presenting. As I've said before, the only people that died, now they said 61 homes were destroyed. The only people that died were people in the MOVE organization. Why? It should have been hundreds of people dead. So why was it only the folks that are in the MOVE organization? That's the first thing. Second thing is the bomb did not kill them. I want to repeat, the bomb did not kill them. What killed them was the smoke and the fire. Again, once the police dropped the bomb, they were supposed to exit the building. That was the purpose. The intent was to get the people out of the building, and people keep skipping over that part. That seems to be missing this whole thing. They were not supposed to be there. This had been going on since 1977, and here it is, 1985. And a year prior, they were served again to leave the premises, and they did not want to leave. Now, I've said this before. If you tell the police no, if you tell the government no, if you tell any institution no that is in charge of something, the end result is going to be imprisonment or your death. It's just how it works. We live in a society with law and order. Now, this is another country. If this was another country, they would have just mowed y'all down. This wouldn't even exist in another country. Do you think a country in Africa or in South America, Central America, China, India, do you think another country would allow you all to cut up for 8 years? Do you think another country would allow you all to cut up for 8 years? The people and the residents in the area wanted these people gone. And I've said this before. MOVE as an organization was against order and structure. They were against the government. They were against the police. They were against anything that brought about stability. But they lived in the city. And the urban areas of America are literally 100% ran by local and national government. 100% ran. So imagine these group of people who are telling you they're against everything, but they want to live literally in what you would call the belly of the beast. And the reason why is because these organizations and groups cannot exist without conflict. These organizations and groups cannot exist without conflict. That means MOVE in Philadelphia could have lived out in the country. Think about it. They could have left the city, moved out to the country, like the Amish do in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, I mean, and lived off the land. But as a group, they can't really exist like that. These groups have to have conflict because their base is communism. Their base is globalist, so there has to be a constant fight with an oppressive group or system or entity. And this is all of these groups. Jarrell just said the same thing with Tulsa, Oklahoma. The exact same thing. Where you got people, these communists, behind the scenes, planning and plotting, working on both sides to create what they call the Tulsa massacre or the Tulsa riots. But what they don't tell you is that they immediately built back Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, better than it was before. They actually built it back better. So you should scratch your head and say, wait a minute. This was one of the most biggest events in history, but they built it back better than before? And they don't even mention it? Think about that. Why would they not celebrate that? Why would Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, why don't the Democrats and the libtards, why don't they get on TV and say, we celebrate the rebuilding of Black Wall Street? Why doesn't any Black activist say we celebrate the rebuilding of Black Wall Street? Why aren't there movies made about it? Why aren't there billboards? Why aren't there TV shows? Like, why is there no attention to the fact that they rebuilt Black Wall Street better than before? I'll tell you why. Because these groups have to have a conflict. They cannot exist without conflict. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm on YouTube. I'm sorry, my fault. But they cannot exist without conflict. So these groups that are calling for autonomy cannot exist in autonomy. Because the foundation of the movement is opposition. The foundation of all these Black movements is opposition to a power structure. And it's not about white or Black. It's about communists and globalists having full control. That's what it's really about. It's just hidden behind race, skin color. But Move Philadelphia could have been moved out of the city. Matter of fact, why would you want to stay in the city? This lets you know their intent wasn't good. They admitted they had a whole bunch of guns that didn't work. Why do you have guns that don't work? To intimidate the residents. Why would you be carrying around guns that didn't work? To intimidate the residents. And they had guns that worked. These folks are walking around with guns, standing on rooftops. There is no Black organization that you will ever see that is righteous, because every Black organization follows the rule of Satan, because Satan is the accuser of his brother. Every Black organization points the finger at somebody else, all of them. All of them in the present. In the past, there were some that were good. You know, but in the present, they all point the finger at somebody. Let's continue.
After they dropped the bomb, they took the house through eminent domain, and then they turned it into a police substation. Wilson Goode sent welcome back to the community letters to the residents after their homes were rebuilt. And my great aunt never received one of those letters. Once they had the house, once the city had the house, they turned it into a police substation. That remained that way. A developer came in through this gentrification sweep in Philadelphia and sold it. The city sold it to him for $1. I called the city and said that I'd like to buy the house. It's our house. And the solicitor said, we're not selling the house to you for any money. You're not supposed to have this house.
Not even $1.50.
Not even $1.50 or $300,000. But what happened, how I got the house was Now,
it's funny, he's telling you the story about how he didn't get the house, but now he's going to tell you how he got the house. And this is one of the spirits of blackness, is black people see adversity as racism. Black people see a challenge as oppression. This is a spirit. Black people feel like a hurdle or roadblock in their life is somehow intentional to them and not just life. Everything in this world that we live in is trying to get us to be who God wants us to be. Every situation, every challenge, everything that we come across is literally trying to get us to be who God created us to be. So the one thing that would allow a person to truly be who God said they were and to truly understand God, the one thing which is adversity, which is having to overcome something, that very thing is the very thing that black people reject. Think about that. Think about the most important component to a man becoming a man, a woman becoming a woman, a nation becoming a nation. That very thing is what black people reject. Jarrell said they don't tell you the first day of the Tulsa 7 white people were shot, 7 white people were shot, and 1 black person was killed. And he said, who started it? They're not going to tell you that white and black people died in that Tulsa incident. And again, they're never going to give you the whole story because their job is not to free you. The Bible says that, and the truth shall set you free. The half of the story won't set you free. Bits and pieces won't set you free. The truth will set you free, which is why they don't tell y'all the truth, because half of the truth is not the truth. Bits and pieces of truth is not the truth. Giving you some without context is still not the truth. So Mike Africa Jr. is just told y'all how he couldn't get the house. Now he's going to tell you how he got the house.
The person that lived in the house that bought it from that developer, he told me that I saw him on May 13, 2022. He saw me on the street. We were doing our annual commemoration for the lives that were stolen. And he reached out to me and said that he couldn't get any peace living in that house. He said every time he turned around, every time he opened, he said me and my wife don't even use the front door because every time we do open the door, our cameras in our face, you know, so we don't have any privacy. We want out. Do you want to buy the house? And I tell you, it was like how they say like birthing a baby. I've never birthed a baby before, but I've heard about it. I've seen it a couple of times.
So first he told you the city bought it. It was a police station. They wouldn't sell it to him, but somehow, some way, some random person got the house. Now, he just gave you a story about how he couldn't get the house, but then some random nobody got the house. We know it's a white libtard. We know it's a libtard. So how did this random person get the house, but you couldn't get the house, but somehow now you can buy the house from the random person? Black people lie. They just lie. See, I'm not like you all. I grew up around black folks my entire life. So I know all the hustle, all the game, all the 3-car Monty, I know all the tricks of the trade. I know all of it. I know how they trying to finesse. I know all, I just been through and seen it all. And my summation about black people is they lie. Because if push comes to shove, black people are going to save face over telling the truth. So if them telling the truth means they look bad or black people look bad, they're not going to say it. And y'all can get mad, say what you want to say, but I grew up around it, and many of y'all grew up around it and know the same thing I know. It's a lot of lying going on in the black community. A lot of cover-ups, a lot of lying, a lot of deceit, a lot of deception, a lot of unsavory behavior, low vibrational existence. Like it's a lot of stuff going on around a bunch of black folks. Ain't no pyramids being built. Ain't no pyramids being built. When black folks get together, it ain't no ancient Kemet. When black folks get together, ain't no inventions being, ain't nothing that y'all heard about through history happening when black folks come together. Not nothing. Let's continue.
Times. It took 9 months. Typically, it takes 45 to 60 days, but it took us 9 months to actually close on the property just for a down payment. But the seller is not a developer. He's not a city person. He's just a regular average citizen, and he sold the house for market value, which turned out to be $400,000.
Now, how do you think Mike Africa Jr. got this money to buy that house? Now, keep in mind, he told you they wouldn't let him buy the house, but then they let him buy the house at market value from a note from a regular citizen. So now you own the house. If you notice, black folks do all this complaining, but they end up getting what they want. America racist, 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 but they end up getting what they want. America bad, its system corrupt, 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 but they end up getting what they want. Go try to. I would love for black folks, because a group of black folks done moved to Israel over there, and they're having a tough time. They're having they can't even go into Tel Aviv. They're having a tough time. They can't be in Tel Aviv and in Jerusalem. Listen, they're having a tough time out there in the outskirts, because them folks ain't having it. I would love to see for you all, somebody said, try this in Saudi. I would love to see you all go to another country and try and pull this mess off. Go to Palestine, where they quote unquote being oppressed by the Jews in Palestine. Go to Palestine and pull this stunt and see what happened to you. The Palestinians will knock your head off. Go over to Palestine and set up, move Palestine, and the Palestinians are gonna knock y'all. You won't even make it to the Jews. The Palestinians gonna knock y'all head off. So John Africa, he told you all of that to tell you he got the house. That's why I say the spirits of blackness, pride, entitlement, oppression, envy / jealousy, offense, lying, and a spirit of non-competition. I was thinking the other day, and I thought, compromise has to be based on love, not convenience. You shouldn't be compromising with individuals or an individual if it's not based in love. That means you shouldn't be compromising with somebody because you want things to be easier, because you want to let them slide or them let you know. You should be compromising out of love. Out of love. And so they want people to compromise with these movements, but it's not about love. It's about leverage. It's about convenience. We don't want to see protests. We don't want to see riots. We don't want to see stuff destroyed. It's not based in love. A husband compromises with his wife because he loves her. A wife compromises with her husband because she loves him. not for convenience, because that convenience is not going to last. It'll quickly erode away. This is why I don't agree or believe in most of the stuff people compromise, but I don't, because it's not righteous. So we saw the rise in anti-policeism and the rise in the Black empowerment movement. And again, you have to demonize the police to justify what the Bliggities were doing. They were ushering in communism under the guise of equality, civil rights. It was all a sham. It's a scam. Black folks don't even mention BLM. BLM finessed the world for billions of dollars, and Black folks don't even mention BLM. Black folks cause all of this havoc and chaos behind BLM and don't even mention them anymore. Think about that. Think about all the fuss made about Black Lives Matter, and now Black folks don't even mention it. You know why they don't mention it? Because they got exposed. I told you all that Black culture is a culture of no character. So what Black folks should have done was issue a public apology to the world behind that nonsense we call Black Lives Matter. You didn't see one Black person get on TV and say, we made a mistake with Black Lives Matter. You didn't see one Black person get on TV and say, my bad for Black Lives Matter. Now, we saw in real time, we've seen in real time, Black folks cutting up. In real time, we see how Black folks responded to the Peter pandemic. We see how Black folks responded to BLM. We see how Black folks responded to Trump. Like, we've seen how Black folks have responded to all this stuff in real time. Now I'm going to ask you a question. In real time, we see that Black folks over the past 4 years have been on the wrong side of history. Now I want you to think about all the history that we've had and them not telling you one time that Black folks did something wrong. You mean to tell me in this quote unquote 400 years of history, there's not any incidences of Black folks doing anything wrong? The whole history is filled with white folks doing something wrong. Nothing with the Native Americans, nothing with the Hispanics, nothing with nobody else but white people. You mean to tell me all the other groups in the world was perfect and it was just white folks cutting up? Nah, come on. Come on. Come on, man. What's up, Sika? Happy New Year. Come on, man. Many of my detractors say, well, Blanche, you don't ever talk about white people. This is my biggest complaint. I do talk about white people. I talk about white folks that y'all like. I don't talk about the white folks that the media says don't. I talk about the white folks that y'all like, that got y'all tricked. You know, Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates, Fauci, the UN, the WHO, Jane Elliott. I talk about the Hillary Clinton, Biden. I talk about the white folks that you all are tricked by. So it's a bold-faced lie to say I do talk about white people all the time. The white folks I talk about are the ones that got you putting poison in your body. The white folks I talk about are the ones that got y'all following communism. I talk about white people. It's just the ones you all like. Robin DiAngelo is another one. Robin DiAngelo is another degenerate. Let's continue.
May 13, 1985, years of conflict between the city of Philadelphia and a small urban group known as MOVE ended in a violent day-long encounter. It was one of the most devastating days in the modern history of this city.
The big stories.
Hey, Dad. Yeah. Tell us about that sweet potato pie y'all made.
Well, actually, I didn't mind it, but everybody else did.
It's a new experience that's very interesting, very unique. Feels really good. They are getting married. They've been together for a long time, 46 years. And 40 of those years have been in separation.
Now, they're playing a story to you all. And I find it interesting that the MOVE people were supposed to be against everything of technology because technology came about by capitalism. So my question for you all is, why are they in the kitchen using modern technology? Why are they not living in huts? Why are they not living in tents? Why are they still enjoying the luxuries that capitalism provides? Not one black person has thought that this was odd, that the same group of people that are against all the comforts of this modern society, the same group that's foundation is we are against all of the modern comforts. Those same people have still yet to leave these modern comforts. Since 1977, the MOVE people have yet to go live off the land. Think about this. Since 1977, they have yet to go live off the land. They are still enjoying the city's power, the city's water, still paying the city's taxes. Everything they were against, they're now for. How convenient. And not one black person has thought this was strange. Let's continue. Now, so we learned last time that a police officer was killed during the attempted removal of these people, 1977 or 78. Now, my point is for you all is that these people are very violent. So in other words, when the police says, hey, stop, they say no. With a gun in their hand. This is what we're dealing with. So 9 members got convicted of murder. Now they claim, of course, that the guns didn't work. And it was just they want you to believe it was just the police just shooting at them, they wasn't shooting back.
I was born in prison. 40 years of your life. They missed their children growing up. They missed all of the things that I'm doing with my kids. They missed so much.
It hasn't really been an adjustment. You know, what I wasn't used to was prison. I know what freedom felt like. I was born free. The adjustment was somebody trying to feed you slop or talking to you like you were a subhuman.
Diamone, yeah, I mean, I know it's not the real New Year's. I mean, it's just, you know, the New Year's in the springtime. But, you know, I don't know. They just say Happy New Year. So we just say Happy New Year.
So what you can do is what you can do in your lifetime. working to either against an injustice or working to right a wrong is a good feeling.
The first person you're going to have to challenge is the person you look in the mirror. You know, you have to fight, and you have to fight with those who are already fighting, who's been fighting.
It took me 20 years to really get a grasp on understanding what happened.
And what's funny is that all these black groups do the same thing. They all poke their chests out, beat their chest, talk big and bad, and then when they lose, they start hollering victim. They all do the same. Like they all post their chest out. We not doing this. We against the pigs. They talk all crazy. And then when they lose, they start crying like they victims. This is every single black organization that does this. They all do the same thing. We ain't going for it. We going, and then as soon as they lose, oh my God, it's racism. We oppressed. How could they do it? The women, it's just crazy, foolish. But that comes from the spirit of not wanting to compete. It's the spirit of non-competition. They don't want to compete. Right, Kenya, start making up lawsuits.
And then another 10 to accept it. If anything is worth doing right. If anything that's worth fighting for, you fight for it until you achieve it.
Now, you know these people don't, you know, far as now, you know these folks in prison 40 years, so you know that they was, you know, dibbing and dabbing. But again, this is it's their view of sexuality are the same as the liberals. Like they respect the bi, the non-binary, all that. So all these movements are the same. So Move Philadelphia accepts all the queer and all that stuff is accepted. It's all accepted. So them going to prison and dibbing and dabbing don't mean nothing to them. It's all fluid. You can't put no restriction because, again, heterosexuality is white. Heterosexuality is white. Man and woman and child is white. Man run the house is white. These are white concepts for them. So they in prison 40 years, you know, they in there dibbing and dabbing. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter how long it takes. If it's worth it, never give up.
Now, ain't no way. This man said these folks done spent 40 years apart. Ain't no way y'all coming together after 40 years of being in prison and picking up where y'all left off. This ain't the movies. This ain't the movies. I don't care what nobody say. 40 years of prison ain't gonna make you a better person. I don't care what y'all say. It's all cap. Ain't no way in the world after 40 years apart, they just fell back in love. Come on, man. Come on, stop. Stop. Who are we kidding? We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
The most important thing is to study and to find your name, who you are, to get a name for yourself. You have to get a name. Don't go through life with a European name. You've got to put down that name. Just take a name. Just take an African name and name yourself. And learn who you are. That's the...
How would you suggest that a young person go about that?
Well, you got to look yourself in the mirror. Who are you? Who are you? Most of our people don't know who they are. They don't know. They think in European. They don't have a mind of their own. They got to get their right mind back. They can't think.
So she believes that if you get an African name, you will get your right mind back. Her solution is to all of this is to get an African name. You notice they never deal with the character of the individual. These groups never talk about character. They never talk about who a person is when nobody else is around. They never talk about individual character. Everything is what's good for the group or the collective. They never talk about character. She just said that you got the white man's mind. And in order to undo it, get an African name, as if the African name is going to transform you. This woman was born in 1898 and died in 1996 and didn't know nothing. This woman lived 98 years and didn't know nothing. Think about that. Think about this woman supposed to be representing wisdom, patience. She's supposed to be exemplifying the fruits of the Spirit. Queen Mother Moore. She's supposed to be exemplifying the fruits of the Spirit to perfection. And this woman passed away at 98 years old and didn't know nothing. You see, nobody wants to talk about how the elders, they've been failed us. The elders, the ancestors, they've been the ones that put us in this mess in the first. They lied to us. They lied to us. Just get an African name and it's going to solve all the problems. And if you all go to Africa, you all have nothing in, I've been to Africa, you all will have nothing in common with them. What's crazy, when you go to Africa, when I went, even though your skin is darker, they look at you like you're not black. Like nobody said, oh, my brother. Matter of fact, I was trying that. Oh, you my family. They were looking at me like, what? I'm serious. They looking at you like you. Oh, you American? Okay, cool. You got a passport? Oh, you got some money? You gonna okay. But all that, my brother and all that's cap. None of that going on. None of it. Oh, it was all cap. I thought I was home. I held my hands up to the sun. I was like, thank you, God, I'm here. I thought it would be some kind of transformation. Thought I was going to hear drums. Thought I was going to hear chanting in the distance. Thought I was going to, none of that stuff happened. Thought somebody would come pick me up and hold me up like Mufasa. No. I mean, not Mufasa, Simba. Hold me up like Simba. No. None of that happened. You don't have nothing in common with them Africans, trust me. You just don't. Your culture, American Black culture, is unique to America. Nobody, now people like Black culture like processed foods. You know, Black culture is like hot wings, pizza, soda, candy. But Black culture cannot sustain a diet. Black culture is not like eating whole foods. I didn't say eating at Whole Foods, actually eating whole foods. Eating organic, eating from farm to table. That's not Black culture. Black culture is GMOs, processed foods, high fructose corn syrup, bioengineered food. That's what Black culture is. So folks indulge in Black culture like junk food. But they can't live off of it though. The folks that live off Black culture suffer the consequences. Which is what the system wants. They want you all to be dependent on the system. Truth embraced it, hot dogs and SpaghettiOs. Exactly. Black culture. Black culture.
You described the philosophy of MOVE.
We were being taught about the corruption in this system. The system, the establishment, you.
Did you consider the MOVE organization to be a terrorist group?
People who threaten to shoot and kill neighbors, police. I think that's a pretty adequate description of the word terrorist.
Where is it written that we could not have a religion of our own?
The system had one intention, to either kill MOVE people or to put us in prison as long as possible. It's just that simple.
More than 36 Philadelphia policemen surrounded the building after a MOVE member was spotted on the roof wearing a hooded mask and carrying a shotgun.
We intend to seize control of the house. We will do it by any means necessary.
Every one of us knew that someone was going to die.
Did you have a concern that the people inside that house might be in physical danger?
Excuse me, to
Yes, ma'am.
ask me what were we concerned is complete insanity.
Somebody says that's ghetto culture. No, that's black culture. That is black culture. And we're not going to get on this platform and try to say it's not. No, it's black culture. It's exclusively black culture. Black culture is don't snitch. Black culture is vote Democrat. That's black culture. There are things that black folks do exclusively in America. Supporting Democratic Party is one of them. The black church is part of black culture. Soul food is part of black culture. So we're not going to say this ghetto culture. No, it's black culture. Because even folks that aren't ghetto still indulge in black culture. And so nobody wants to just say it's black. Even it's funny that folks that don't want to be black still don't want you to say it's black culture. Why would you care? You don't want to be black for a reason. Folks say, I'm not black, but you're saying it for a reason. You don't want to be black for a reason because you know what being black is. You know it's a culture attached to it. Come on. Why we got to get brand new when I'm talking? It ain't ghetto culture, it's black culture, like I said. I just saw a video today, and it was Myron from Fresh and Fit talking about black women. And everything he said was true. He said they surveyed people, and people said the worst customer service came from black people, black women specifically. They surveyed servers and waitresses. They said the worst customers were black women. So again, this is part of a culture. Black women lead the nation in abortion, obesity, single parenthood, divorce. That's part of a culture. Black women are 6% of the population. 6% of the population shouldn't be leading the country in any kind of category. Black people make up 12% of the U.S. population. How are they leading in categories? It doesn't make any sense. There are 350 million Americans in America, and black people at 12% are leading in multiple categories. How is that possible? And you all want to tell me it's not black culture. No, it is black culture. There's no campaign condemning black culture. There's no billboards. Somebody getting on TV. There is nobody with any kind of influence or platform condemning black culture. I'm not talking about Candace Owens. I'm not talking about Chad O. Jackson, T.M. Chuck. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the regular people. There is nobody out there condemning black culture. And black culture has been the destruction of not only black people, but America. So don't tell me it ain't the culture. Dr. Sebi was challenging that culture. I got to see a video. I got to see a video of Dr. Sebi condemning black culture. I got to see it. Because if he did that, he wouldn't have a following. You see, y'all can talk to them like that, but not me. I got a brain. If Dr. Sebi was condemning black culture, he would have got what I got. Sell out, Uncle Tom, coon, bootlicker, reporting your page, shut your stuff down, yada, yada, yada. So if he was going against black culture, he would have been Dr. Sebi. Bill Gates said they control the narrative with false statistics, right? And this is black folks. This is what black folks do. Black people say that the data is wrong. This is what they say. This is what black folks say. All you have to do is just go drive down to where a bunch of black people are and tell me what you see. Forget all the data, forget statistics. When you see a bunch of black people together, what do you see? Every black person talks about the numbers wrong until they in their favor. When the numbers in black folks' favor, they're right. But it's not in their favor, they're wrong. I'm going to add this to a spirit of non-accountability. Another spirit of blackness, non-accountability. You don't never hear black folks just get on TV and say, my bad, I was wrong. Go pull up a video of black people saying we were wrong about this racist event. Go pull one up. I prove it every single day that black folks are lying about this stuff. Show me the video of black folks saying we apologize. We were wrong. You're not going to find it. So you want me to side with a group of people who never admit they're wrong, but are wrong most of the time. You want me to side with a group of people that never admit they're wrong, but are literally wrong most of the time. Now, I was told that the MOVE members can't wear afro.
You describe the philosophy of MOVE.
But the woman in here at the hearing is wearing an afro. Remember? They gave us a whole spiel about why they wear their locks. So how you got members that don't even wear the locks? Oh, she's a former MOVE member. She left. Why'd she leave? This woman is in this hearing advocating on behalf of MOVE, but she left. Why did she leave? The woman is advocating for MOVE, but she left. So if you feel this strongly about MOVE, why'd you leave? Louise James, former MOVE member. Why did she leave? The organization is so righteous, is so right, and is so great, but you left it. Why? Black people lie. And I know it's hard to say. I know it's hard to get behind because it seems like I'm condemning a whole group of people. But I'm just telling you now, a byproduct of black culture is lying. Black people lie without conscience. Don't even think about it. They just lie. This woman is sitting here mad at these people, and she literally left the group. What was it? She wanted to eat pork? Why'd she leave? What would make her want to leave? Did she want to eat pork? Why didn't she want to stay in the organization? They were too health conscious? What was the reason? It's crazy. It's crazy. And then I got to come on here in these platforms, and I got to be the bad guy. I got to be the one to talk about the anti-white agenda. I got to be the one that's called a coon. I got to be just because I'm telling the truth. See, what y'all don't realize is that on Judgment Day, God's not going to say he lied. God might say a bunch of stuff, but he ain't going to say he lied. So when it comes to the truth, I'm going to tell it. So if that means that you feel bad from being obligatory, that's what it is. Black people lie, period. You will be hard-pressed finding someone black on a platform telling the truth. I'm sorry. And the only way to be a truth teller is to not be black. You can't be black and tell the truth because your very existence is a lie. Your skin is brown, you call yourself black. So you can't even be a black person and tell the truth. You tell me that you brown, we can talk. But if you say you black, I won't listen to you. I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
You describe the philosophy of move.
We were being taught about.
I'm sorry, hold on. Did I get? Oh yeah. Hold on.
1985, the Philadelphia bombing of men, women, and children. It's time to ring the alarm. It was a massacre. They was after moving John Africa. Started revolution and they mad at you. The story was a parable of sorts. He was acquitted on weapons and conspiracy charges brought him by the courts. Black ideologies, anti-government and technology, environmental hypocrisy. Notice it's a lottery, no equal. United, we standing against the evil. Pay attention to the food they feed you. Mental and physical, literal, lyrical lessons is a blessing. You gotta acknowledge the past if you want to see the present. It's a race against the clock. Time is slipping in silence. Contribute to progression, not the violence, or you could end up DOA, something to take heed to. United, this a powerful PSA for the people. 7. United we stand, divided we fall.
For the whole hood, I'm talking to y'all.
We need to make it a truce.
For the whole slums, I'm talking to you.
It's not about what people doing for you,
it's what you doing for them.
Gator Don't Play said that white and black are just colors, they're misnomers. If tomorrow there was a decree by the government and it said that people can no longer be identified as colors, what group do you think would bring about the most resistance? Let's say tomorrow we wake up and they say that nobody can no longer be identified as a color. What group do you think will be in the streets protesting, hollering about, I want to be this color? Who do you think will be in the millions saying, I'm this color, I want my color, I want to, who do you think gonna be? If America said tomorrow, if you in America, you must be labeled as an American, who do you think is going to buck against being called an American, actually being born in America and living in America? Thank you, Tierra Barnes. The blacks will turn the country upside down. Black people would throw a complete and utter fit if they couldn't be called black. Not white people. Not white people. White folks have no problem being called American or whatever they Scottish, German, whatever. They ain't got no problem. Black people not being called black, they would tear the country apart. And the reporter would be like, ma'am, sir, what's the problem? We black. That's what the problem is. We black and we gonna die black. Can you imagine? But I mean, sir, man, you live in America. Shouldn't you be called American? Man, you racist. We black. We gonna always be black. Could you imagine the utter chaos? So don't tell me that it's just about white and black. There is an ideology attached with black. If you ask the average white person, do you want to be white or American? They're going to pick American. If you ask the average black person, you want to be black or American, they're going to pick black. This is way beyond just white and black. All trying to make it simple. There is a spiritual, demonic, satanic attachment to being black. Black people were not stripped from their identity. That's a lie. It's not true. Black people were never stripped from their identity. That is a lie. That's a lie. The woman just said, get an African name. You got black folks saying they're indigenous. You got black folks saying they foundational. You got black folks saying they're African. Matter of fact, black folks got too many identities. That's the problem. It would have been better if black folks got it stripped. Now they got too many. They got black, they got African, they got indigenous, Native American, they got the sovereign Moors, they got the Hebrew. Black people got too many identities. The problem is it wasn't stripped. Black folks brag about all the African traditions that survived during slavery. All the parts of the languages that they kept. Black folks be bragging on one end and then saying this on the other end. I don't listen to black people because black people lie. The average black person is programmed and conditioned. They don't even know what they're even saying. Black people got too many identities. Too many. 1 minute you on a slave ship, 1 minute you was born here, the next minute you was an alien. They got too many identities. Too many. 4 years ago, I was attacking the slave ship narrative and I was getting crucified. Sellout, coon, pages getting reported, all this stuff. And I simply asked, how in the world can they find dinosaur bones but can't find no slave ships? I got crucified. Now when you say it, you woke, you conscious. Ain't that something? Now the person they called a sellout was way years ago talking about how this stuff is cap. And that same person is the one that people condemn. Now we fast forward, now you say it, you conscious. Now you got folks saying black culture is bad now. Think about that now. Think about everything I went through just so now somebody can say black culture is bad and people actually clap now. I didn't get no check from it. I didn't get paid to go on no podcast for it. I just got scrutiny and hate from black people. That's all I got. Being harassed by black people. Losing friends and family because I told the truth. And now it's acceptable to say it. So I don't listen to black folks. At all. Period. At all. When I hear somebody black talking, I assume they're lying. Somebody got to grab me and say, nah, black, he's telling the truth. Come on. Like, it has to be that. I can't just be, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.
1985, the Philadelphia bombing of men, women, and children. It's time to ring the alarm. It was a massacre. They was after moving John Africa. Started revolution and they mad at you. The story was a parable of sorts. He was acquitted on weapons and conspiracy charges brought him by the courts. Black ideologies, anti-government and technology, environmental hypocrisy. Notice it's a lottery, no equal. United, we standing against the evil. Pay attention to the food they feed you. Mental and physical, literal, lyrical lessons is a blessing. You gotta acknowledge the past if you wanna see the present. It's a race against the clock. Time is slipping in silence. Contribute to progression, not the violence. Or you could end up DOA, something to take heed to. United, this a powerful PSA for the people. 7. United we stand, divided we fall.
For the whole hood, I'm talking to y'all.
We need to make it a truce.
For the whole slums, I'm talking to you.
It's not about what people doing for you.
It's what you doing for them.
Man, that was trash. Man, that was trash. And then you got Gator on here. And again, black people are rarely going to speak with character. White people are not running around trying to make you accept white. They're not doing that. White people are not running around trying to force whiteness down your throat. They're not doing that. It's not the same. Black people are trying to force blackness on the whole country. White folks are not doing that. A white person saying they're white doesn't mean anything. A black person saying they're black has a whole movement behind them. They got a whole battery in their back. It is not the same thing. And I cannot stand when bliggities come on this platform and try to speak without context. You know good and well that a white person saying they're white is not the same as a black person saying they're black. It's not the same at all. A black person saying they're black comes with a whole laundry list of propaganda, programming, systems, narrative. It's a whole, everything is behind it. A white person saying they're white comes with persecution. White folks get terrorized for being white, period. Ain't nobody invading Africa with immigration. Ain't nobody invading China with immigration. Ain't nobody invading India with immigration. They invading white places with immigration. If a white person says, I want my own white space, they're racist. If a black person says, I want my own black space, they're a hero. It is not the same. In 2025, we checking all of you bliggities coming on here talking this nonsense. It ain't what you say it is. You don't have enough character to make the statement. I'm telling you what it is. A white person saying they're white means nothing. A black person saying they're black means everything. And this song was whack, weak. I'm talking to you. We gotta reach to you. Man, we gotta tell the truth. It's a whole genre of music dedicated to blackness. Ain't no white genre of music. It's whole segments on Netflix and Amazon Prime and whole sections on blacks entertainment. Are you crazy? The system is diabolical. Oh, it's methodological. Well, just be saying a bunch of words. That's what blackness is. It's metaphysical. Oh, it's just a ritual. Oh, I'm looking pitiful. System got me in critical. This is a bunch of foolishness. Thank you, Tierra. Black joy, black excellence, black pride. I'm trying to hear that. A white person saying they're white means it just put a target on their back. A white person can't even go on TV and say, I'm proud to be white. A black person can't even get on TV and say, I'm proud to be white. A black person get on TV and say, I hate white people and get an outstanding ovation. Don't tell me it's the same. Stop lying. You on here lying. Oh, it's getting critical. Oh, it's metaphysical. Oh, they got this. Man, shut up. All this fake conscious rap. I can't stand it. She said, but Blanche, you got to ask why they got to co-sign so hard. Sundaya said, is it Sundaya or Sunday 4? I think it's Sundaya. But Sundaya said, she said she gonna always condemn the devil. So don't take it personal. And that's my message too. That is my message. The same as hers. Don't listen. Don't take it personal. It's not because you're a bliggity. It's because I'm against the devil. It ain't that I'm pro-white. I'm against Satan. It just so happens that most of the stuff y'all do is satanic. It just is what it is. So again, we are not going to say that a person saying they're white is the same as a person saying they're black. I can do a whole month worth of content, matter of fact, a whole year of the difference between a person saying they're black and a person saying they're white. So we're not going to do it. There is no way to go against this global agenda and not first address the people being used to usher it in. What y'all are asking me to do is demonic. You're asking me to not mention black folks' role in the destruction of the world. Black culture is spreading like that alien in Spider-Man that became Venom. That black substance that takes over that's black culture. And anybody that gets involved with it too long will get taken over. Thank you, Deborah. Black is the definition of cool. White is seen as uncool. Black is seen as cool. And she says that black determines the culture. It's true. Now look, now watch this. Now watch this. Now watch this. Now watch this, y'all. Watch this. White people use Jesus' name to harm people, but that's not satanic. Listen to this now. Call a spade, Blanche. I'm all against blackness, you already know, but we got to call a spade a spade. So my question is, in 2025, right now, y'all want me to focus on hundreds of years ago? No. In 2025, who was using Jesus in a satanic way? I want to answer right now. I'm tired of y'all going back. I don't want no history lesson. In 2025, January the 5th, who is using Jesus in a satanic way? The black church or the white church? I want the answer. I want to know today, January the 5th, 2025, who is using Jesus in a satanic way? I've never heard a white pastor say that Jesus would be okay with abortion. I've heard a slew of black pastors say that. So my question to you is, in 2025, who is using Jesus in a satanic way? Tierra Barnes said Billy Carson. Jesse said Jamal Bryant. Now, what do you think Gator said? Now, everybody else being honest, what do you think Gator said? Listen to what he says. Now, he can't just say black people. He can't just say the black church. And we know the black church is because the black church is almost 100% Democrat. So we already know that the black church is compromised beyond belief. We already know that the black church is compromised beyond belief. We know this. We saw this in this last election. So we ain't got to argue that point. So my question, so instead of him just saying black people, black culture, black church, he gonna say all mega churches. All mega. If I line up right now, and matter of fact, I might do it. I might do a segment on the top 10 biggest churches in America. And they're gonna be white and black. And I guarantee that the white churches do not echo what the black churches say. I guarantee it. Now, I bet Gator won't bet no money on that. I bet you won't bet no money on it. How about this, Gator? I bet you won't bet any money. You want to bet some money? All right, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Listen, y'all. We can make it easy. Let's just bet. I'm telling y'all right now that the black church is ushering in Satan and the white church ain't doing it. That's my decree. So my question is, do you want to bet money? Okay, you want to bet? So you want to bet. So we got to bet. Well, what are we going to bet? What are we going to bet? Give me a bet. Okay, let's bet it. Okay, let's bet it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bet my platform. We're going to bet my platform. So that means you got to come up with all the white pastors mega churches supporting Satan, then I got to come up with all the black pastors coming up supporting Satan. And that means if I come up with 5 and you get 4, I win. Because the bet is to win. I like to compete. I ain't black. I want to compete. So again, that means you go research your white pastors. I research the black ones. We come back to the table. And if I have more black pastors than you got white pastors, I win. Is that a bet? Is that a bet? Now, the question is, now think about it now. Now, Gator said, let's bet my platform. But if he loses, what do I get? Gator just said, I tell you, listen, Gator just said, bet my platform. Okay, that's what I'm putting up. Now, what is Gator putting up? Ain't even mentioned it. He ain't even mentioned what he's going to give up in the bet. He just said, let's bet your platform. If I lose, what if I win? What do I get? Nothing. You see what I'm talking about? Nothing. He got no intentions of giving me anything for proving him wrong. Nothing. I told y'all that the Bliggities, they lack character. They lack character. Let's continue. I'll tell y'all one thing. One thing I know is I do this in real life. And most people, when push comes to shove, they don't want it. They don't. They gonna find an excuse. It's all just social media. They gonna come with all this other stuff. At the end of the day, when it came time to the bet, he said, let's bet your platform. I said, cool. But notice he didn't say what he was gonna bet. You know why? Because he don't plan on losing nothing. He ain't gonna listen. We can do this, and he gonna lose, and I guarantee y'all, he ain't gonna pay me nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing. He gonna say it's still this. The number was wrong. He gonna say all kind of stuff. That's why I give you all the spirits of blackness, so you don't know what you're dealing with. Spirit of pride, spirit of entitlement, spirit of oppression, spirit of envy and jealousy, spirit of offense, spirit of lying, spirit of not competing, a spirit of non-accountability. Well, if you know where I stay at and you got my number, why would you come on here talking foolish? If you got all my information and everything, then why would you have the audacity to come on here and talk foolish? You should know better. You should be one of the folks that know I shouldn't say this on this platform because Blanche gonna get on me. So you out of everybody should know.
This time, more than any other time, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, the babies that have been murdered, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people. So
I'm gonna tell y'all silly. This is what I mean, man. This is what I'm telling y'all. He just said, I'm picking and choosing which comments to read. I'm trying to do a show, read comments on YouTube, select videos, give commentary, glance down to Instagram, and this man, literally, I'm doing all the things at one time. And he's talking about I'm picking and choosing comments. Of course I am. Duh. This is what I'm talking about. Of course I'm picking and choosing comments. Of course I am. It's hundreds of comments. And I got to give commentary. That's crazy. You picking and choosing comments, that's loser behavior. Look at this is slow. Just a slow spirit of offense, spirit of no accountability. Just a weak-minded spirit. This man said you picking and choosing comments. Of course I am. I can't read every comment. Of course I'm picking and choosing. Yeah, victim. Thank you. Victim. Victim mentality.
Call minority people, money poor people. This government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. We don't really know what war is. We see problems, we complain about it, but at the same time, when an organization like MOVE, tells people exactly what's happening with this government.
Now he's saying, you asked me a question, but didn't read the answer. So I want y'all to realize that the screen is moving on Instagram. The screen is moving. So it's not like that. He thinks that his answer just sitting in my face like this. You do know that I'm on YouTube, it's going like this. Instagram going like this. He want me to, I'm telling you, when I tell you that the mind of the black man, and this is how I used to talk, right? The black man, the mind of the black man, and Pastor Manning said it best. He doesn't understand the world. He doesn't understand how things operate because everything has been made about how he looks. Everything has been made about him being a victim, him being oppressed. He can't even understand that the comments, matter of fact, he don't even realize that even the more that he types, it pushes his comment further and further up. Think about that. Like, he's condemning me for not reading his comment, but the more comments he leaves, is pushing his comment further and further up. I'm just telling y'all what's going on. His mind, he don't know. He don't know. His mind, I'm telling you, he don't have the ability to dissect the nuance in life because everything is cut and dry based on what he looks like. So the more comments he leaves, the less chance I have to read his commentary, his answer, his so-called answer. And what he could do was just retype his answer so I could see it. I'm telling you, his mind, he does not process the same way a rational man processes because he makes everything about how he looks. His whole foundation is white people were wrong and bad. That's these folks' foundation. My foundation isn't white folks are bad. My foundation is the devil has lied to us. We've been deceived. It wasn't based on skin color. Man is in a what you call fallen state from sin. Sin is the culprit, not race. So again, so his purview of the world is I'm black. Even if a person says that I'm a Moor, they're still saying they're black. If a person says that I'm a Hebrew Israelite, they're still saying they're black. They said I'm indigenous, they're still saying they're black because the foundation of it is white folks were wrong. If you go to the foundation of any black organization, I don't care what it is, the foundation is white folks were bad, period. Period. Here we go with the insult. Now listen, y'all, listen. Blanche, you're 50 with no wife, no kids. You're not doing God's work. You're not even moving in God's name. You see, listen. The one thing I know about a black man is this. And I know that black women do have a very tough time because black women are attracted to black men. But the average black man is not fit to lead a black woman. He's not. And this is a bit of a conundrum because you heard what he just said. Now, instead of just retyping his answer that he wanted me to read, he went to insults. I'm going to read it again. So I read that one. Blanche, you are 50 with no wife and no kids. You're not doing God's work. You're not even moving in God's name. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Now, Gator is married with children, right? Let's just say he is. Based on his behavior, do you think he is a beta in the house or an alpha? Gator says that I'm married. I'm not married without children. I'm married. I don't have a wife or I don't have children. Now, based on Gator's behavior, do you believe that Gator is a alpha in his house or he is a beta in his house? Now, everybody talk about being married, but guess what? If you ain't in charge of your household, it don't count being if you marry. Anybody can marry a black woman to rule over them. That ain't difficult at all. So people on here saying beta, Diamone saying beta Gator. I like that. Beta Gator, a beta. So Diamone said beta Gator. So Prudence beta, Louis say beta. People on here saying beta. So again, based on how Gator is behaving, nobody believes that you being married is legit. Sole provider for my family of 5 babies, aren't made from wedlock, but yet your behavior is screaming beta. You are supposed to take care of your 5 children. You're creating them. You have a wife. I'm not giving you credit for taking care of your household. You're supposed to. This is nothing with black man. The black man wants credit for doing what is standard. You are supposed to take care of your wife and children. I'm not giving you credit for that. It's like me giving a fish credit for swimming. I give you credit for that. You're supposed to. But based on your behavior, we don't think that you're an actual alpha or a leader. You sound like you're a human ATM machine. You don't sound like you're a leader, though. Because based on your sensitivity level, your victim mindset, your commentary, nobody believes that you're an actual alpha in your household. We don't believe that it's Christ, you, your wife, your children. We don't believe it. We believe that you are a beta Gator. That's what we believe. So again, you could have retyped the answer you wanted me to see. But instead, you started saying it was loser behavior and you went downhill since then. What you think don't make me feel, Blanche. That is the most bliggity response of the day. What you think don't make me feel, Blanche. What you eat don't make me, Blanche. See, what you are going to find is that these folks can talk all this indigenous talk and I ain't black, all this, but when push comes to shove, they go back to the programming. I don't care what they tell you all. When they get upset, when they get pushed against the wall, when push comes to shove, they go back to the programming. They go back to that same Blatrix programming they got since birth. Sandaya said 5 babies all provided for is a blessing. It is a blessing. It is a blessing. I'm not finna pat you on the back for it, though. You're supposed to do that. If you haven't, you're supposed to take care of the kids. You having them. And you're rolling your head like your mother. See, it's not, listen, I'm telling you now, again, another bliggity behavior, talking about your mama. I'm telling, listen, man, I can't make this up. What else he gonna say? You raised by a single black mother. That's why you act like this. Chuck don't like this. Chuck don't act like this. Chad don't act like this. You do, though. And the crazy part is, all of this stemmed from him saying, I didn't see his comment. And instead of him just retyping his comment, he's going through all this because, again, most black men have their mother's spirit. Most black men do. Now, I'll admit, I was raised in a single parent household. But I have an uncle. I have my grandfather. Like, there's males in my family. I had coaches. So it ain't like I'm just around one woman. No. What Gator is exhibiting is typical black male behavior. And because they don't understand the nuances of life, they immediately get offended. And again, all he had to say or do was retype his comment. That's all he had to do. And my show is not about you. And I'm going to prove it. Now we're going to end this section of the Gator Talk because he thinks he's that important. Let me go ahead and just stop communicating about him. It's going to be very easy for us. Watch this. Let's continue.
Needs to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, you know, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. You know, every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is. Whether you want.
Now notice, and I forgot her name, is one of the Africas, but notice she opened up by saying they murdered the children. Now she's saying that the children have to be a part of the revolution. And this is what I mean by a spirit of non-competition. You can't say that they murdered the babies and then also say they need to be a part of the revolution. Being part of the revolution, as they will tell you, might come with death. So my question is, why would you want children to be a part of a movement that you would agree could possibly lead to death? I'll tell you why, because they're cowards. They are cowards. No other group of people include women and children in war, except the Blighties and the folks over there in the Middle East, and maybe the Africans. Most oftentimes when there was a conflict or war, they separated the men from the women and children. Meaning the women and children stayed out of it, then the men went to go fight. But the lady that moved just said, we want the children a part of the revolution.
Want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. You know, men, women, and children were murdered. And not just moved babies, you know. What about all of the young men, women, you know, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, you know, by drug pushers? I mean, you know, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, you know, making a quick buck, you know. I'm saying that's where that.
So, again, she said the people being shot by the police, and we all know that the police shootings don't even compare to the drug dealer shootings. Not even comparable. Not even comparable. 99% of the police shootings, the person is armed. They armed. It's just the media picks to highlight somebody that was quote unquote unarmed. Most folks are armed. Just go look up police shootings of all demographics and you'll see. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up.
Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, you know, this system and those backing the officials running this system, you know, want people to believe that revolution means violence, you know, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. You know, when people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. You know, They get it from us accepting the things that they do.
So again, Move Philadelphia is no different than any other Black organization. The foundation of all Black movements is communism. And these groups and the media work. Now, keep in mind, these organizations can't even exist without the help of the government and the media in Hollywood. These Black revolutionary groups can't even exist without the white man's media, Hollywood, and government. That's what makes this stuff possible. Otherwise, nobody would even care. People only care because the media makes you care about it. That's the only reason. The media makes you believe that what they're doing is impactful, and it's not. It's all propaganda. All Black organizations are founded in communism. All Black organizations lead a person in the end to be a subject under tyranny, to be a slave to a global system. That is the goal. Because when they speak about revolution, their revolution is to destroy the current system in place. So either they want pure anarchy or they want a new system. And we can all agree that anarchy would lead to them being destroyed. So they don't want that. So that means they want a new system. And that new system, we got to agree, would be far worse than the one we have now. And we have to get out of this habit of existing and operating with low character. We have to. That has to be in the past.
Small war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight.
There was gunshots.
Every piece of footage they show you about Move in Philadelphia is biased. There's nothing that's shown from the perspective of the police. Nothing is shown from the perspective of the residents. Everything is shown from one perspective, which should let you know it's not true. When it's the truth, nobody walks away offended. When it's the truth, nobody walks away offended. When you add context, it removes the emotion. This is why people attack me and not what I'm saying. They can't attack what I'm saying. They got to attack me. And it's a communist tactic. You don't attack the message, you attack the messenger. And then the general public puts two and two together. So because I'm speaking out against something, I'm the bad person. They'll never say that something isn't bad because they know it's bad. But they'll condemn me so that you'll say it's good. This is done with the police. This is done with everything. They condemn people that would go against something that's bad or defend something that's good.
Turn over here, you'll see a property. It's in good shape. I mean, it's clear that a family could move into that property without a lot of difficulty.
John Street has been a member of the Philadelphia City Council since 1980, where he's been an advocate of squatters' rights.
What we will do is we will refuse to let people occupy these.
Now, he's an advocate, Black man, Philadelphia, 1984. He's an advocate for squatters' rights. Now, we know that when it comes to the property, somebody owns it. Either it's the city, it's an individual, it's a company, somebody owns the property. So the very nature of a squatter is a person that is stealing. They're a thief. This guy is advocating for squatters' rights, meaning these abandoned houses or vacant houses should be occupied by people based on what? Because they're empty? If I buy a house and I choose to leave it vacant, that is my God-given right. If I buy some property and I choose to leave it undeveloped, that is my God-given right. Imagine a group of people saying that they deserve to be able to stay in my property based on what? Because of slavery? Because of racism? What are you basing it off of that you should be able to stay in the stuff that I work for? Even if it got handed down to me, somebody worked for the property. So what makes you believe that the sacrifice that somebody made before me get to be squandered because you want a freeload? This is the black mentality. This is the black mentality. And I'm going to play a clip of Candace Owens talking about one of these so-called black leaders and what they want. So you can hear it from the horse's mouth, or not the horse's mouth, but somebody else's mouth from the horse.
Properties, we let them stay vacant, knowing full well that they will be vandalized. Then once the windows go, then we have to start picking up the cost of cleaning and sealing them. And when they go beyond the point when they can be fixed, then we'll spend $3,000 to $5,000 to tear them down. In my view, we have every right to literally infringe upon the property rights of these owners who have neglected and abandoned these properties.
This man just said we have every right to infringe upon the rights of the property owners. Spirit of envy, spirit of jealousy. We have every right to infringe upon the rights of the property owners. You have not seen one black person condemning this, what's going on. You have not seen one black person condemn this. And it's all justified under the guise that white people are wrong. A black movement couldn't even exist without this quote unquote white power structure. White people fund these groups. Jews fund these groups. Black folks don't fund these groups. These groups are funded by Jews, and liberal whites. There is no black organization that can exist without white people. And the foundation of all of them is communism. Now, this person said, black people say it's wrong. Black people supported an organization that believes in this. I'm going to say this again. Black people lie. Black people supported the largest black organization that is an admitted communist organization, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is all for the transfer of not just wealth, but also property. So now you're telling me that that's not true. Black folks don't support it. But black folks support the organization that supports it. Black people lie. Black people lying and everybody else lying, two different categories. When other people lie, people say other people lie. When black people lie, people say they're telling the truth. That's the difference. That's the difference. When other folks are lying, they get called out for lying. When black people lie, it's said they're telling the truth. That's the difference.
I don't know any reason why a person ought to have a right to own a property.
There was not one single protest or march or demonstration against squatters' rights. There was not one single protest, march, or riot or looting associated with squatters' rights. When it came to George Floyd, they tore the country up. When it came to squatters' rights, not one person marched. You see, they can come on here and run their mouth, but I guarantee they cannot back up what they're saying. They're just talking. They're just talking. And I do this listen, when I'm out in the real world talking to black folks, all they do is get mad. All they do is get mad at first. They go through the same emotional roller coaster, and then in the end, say, "You're right." Say, everybody, they do this. "You right."
The neighborhood don't pay the taxes. That property clearly constitutes a public nuisance, and then we say we won't let a family live in that property and abate that nuisance, because somebody may be offended somewhere along the line. I am offended by a person who owns a property in North Philadelphia, won't pay the taxes, won't keep it up, and tells me that I can't do anything about it.
Now, this person says that squatting is a white person's thing. And again, I challenge them to the same bet. I challenge them to the exact same bet. I bet you can prove that squatting is a white person's thing. I bet you I can prove that there are more black squatters than anybody else. It's an easy, simple bet. Let's go ahead and just, hey, y'all, I got somebody who wants to bet. So this person, we going to bet. I'm telling you that black folks do the most squatting. You're telling me that white folks do. So let's just put the money up. Let's put the money up. How much we going to bet? You know how many black homeless folks are squatting? You know how many black folks ain't paying rent? You know how many black folks is in a dwelling that they don't own and don't pay any kind of money on? Please. I want to bet. I want the bet. I'm telling you now, I'm making a bold decree. There are more black squatters than whites. Let's bet. I'm tired of y'all talking. In 2025, I'm from Missouri, the show me state. Put the money up.
It's not unusual to find a house that's been boarded up for 15 years with $5,000 in property taxes owed to the city. There is a gift property program in Philadelphia to deal with this situation. The city can reclaim these houses and turn them over to poor people who agree to fix them up and live in them.
You tell me, what's the bet? You tell me. You tell me. You give me a bet. You give me a bet to do. Let's go. I'm saying it's black folks. You saying it's white folks. Let's go. You give me the bet.
However, in a period of 4 years, only 629 applicants out of 18,000 actually got houses through the gift property program.
So the city of Philadelphia had a program called the Gift Property Program, where the city is forcing these owners to give the property to the city and to give it to black folks. Y'all told me America was racist, but the lady just said they've given away 690 some homes to black people out of 18,000 applicants. So now black folks done cried and complained so much about how unfair it is for somebody to own their property and do what they want to do with it, to now the city is giving them houses. Okay, so we got a bet. So the bet is this person is going to prove to me. You said non-biased source. Good luck. Good luck if you find a non-biased source. Good luck. Good luck. I'm going to tell you the same thing. You find a non-biased source. Good luck. But this program, the GIFT program, and by 1984 had given almost 700 homes to black people because they look bad. Now, keep in mind that black folks tore the neighborhood up in the first place. The reason why the neighborhood is destroyed is because black folks destroyed it. Now here go to psychology. I had a house in the neighborhood that was vacant. Who do you think tore my house up? I had a house or property in the neighborhood that's minding its own business. Nobody's living there. Who tore it up? Who tore it up? I'm a property owner. My house is in the inner city. I haven't touched it. The only damage to the house should be wear and tear from the elements. So why does my house look like this? So you mean to tell me black people destroyed these neighborhoods, then the city came up and rewarded them by giving them a house? And you want to convince me that America's racist? I'm going to say it again. Black people destroyed these neighborhoods. Then the city came back and rewarded them by giving them a house. And you want to tell me that America's racist?
People on the waiting lists, like Gloria Giles, got impatient and frustrated and began squatting in the empty houses.
So again, this is in Philadelphia, North Philadelphia. Black folks were squatting in these homes. In these areas, there aren't any white people there. It's all black people, which is who he's advocating for. The black guy that you heard speaking is advocating for black people to get a home, which is what she said. They got almost 700 homes because the goal is a transfer of wealth and a transfer of property. That's communism. Communists don't believe in working for what they get. They believe in transferring everything, and then they have you and I working like slaves. That's their goal. Let's go to, I may have to do a part 3 of this. I want to go on some of this anti-police rhetoric. Let me get to it. Hold on. I might come back tomorrow. I might come back tomorrow. I'm just trying to find. I'm just trying to find. Oh, here we go. I'm just trying to find this one scenario. And I just want you to hear the commentary. And it's the last thing I got to do because I got to. Q Better said, we can set up a debate on this topic, America racist or not. Okay. I'll agree to a debate if you can't mention none of the past. You got to take 2025. So you want to debate, We can debate on 2025. That's it. No pass. No pass. You can't bring up slavery. You can't bring up Jim Crow. You can't bring up segregation. You can't bring up civil rights. You can bring none of that. It got to be 2025 January. What you say? You're being the same people you despise. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. I tell you what I ain't doing, though. I ain't playing with y'all. That's what I'm not doing. I'm on y'all head. 2025 is the year of my foot on the Bliggity's head. Okay, you'll take it. Okay, cool. Cool. So you know you're gonna have to pull up all the he ain't gonna be able to do it. You got to pull up all the laws that's racist. He gonna lose right there. It's just funny how people think they're gonna win it. They're not gonna win a debate. It's dumb. It's dumb. You ain't gonna be able to find no racist laws or nothing. It's gonna be a bunch of emotional, man. I done done it too much, man. We gonna do it though. I guess we'll do it. We'll do it.
Evidence. The next officer killed was not involved in the arrest itself, but had simply called for backup to assist the arresting officer, tragically losing his life in the process. On February 8th, 2024, a Blount County Sheriff's deputy pulled over a driver who was traveling in the wrong lane of the road.
Do me a favor, brother. Pull into the driveway. That way we're all the way out of the road, okay?
Hold on. Listen. So the person on here, look, this is what they say, right? Let me ask y'all a question. If America is racist, why would I need to mention the past? Think about this from a logical perspective. If a person is married, you got a husband and wife, and the husband is currently beating the wife, what difference do it make whether he did it yesterday or last week? If America is currently racist, why do you have to go back hundreds of years? If America is racist, you should be able to pull up something. It's January the 5th. You should be able to pull up something on January the 5th of how America is racist. You should be able to find laws currently how America is racist. The person in the comments said, that's dumb. How is it dumb? If America is currently racist, you don't need to go to the past. Think about it. If America is currently racist, and America is so racist, then why do you have to go back and give me a history lesson if it's currently racist? For what reason? This is crazy. It's crazy. Like you're telling me I can't have the argument with you unless I go back hundreds of years. That sounds like manipulation to me. The woman is telling you she's being abused today. Well, ma'am, let me look back and see if you got abused several years ago. What difference do it make? If she getting beat up today, why she got to go back and tell, okay, so you were abused in 1973 and then no. If America is racist, there is no need to go into the past. There should be plenty of information at your fingertips with Google right now. Thank you, Cole. It should be very apparent. There should be laws on the books. There should be folks on TV using the N-word. There should be folks getting the not think about if America was racist, what it would actually look like. Do you think if America was racist, black folks would be able to tear up somebody's business? If America would, do you think that black folks would be able to tear up somebody's business because they are emotional about some propaganda? If America was racist, how do you have an organization called Black Lives Matter? Like, it's just insane to me. It's just insanity to me. If America, like if you go to India, there ain't no India Lives Matter movement in India. It's a caste system. Ain't no bunch of folks in the last in the lowest caste of black folks, I mean Indian folks, protested, tearing people's business up. They get their head knocked off. This is crazy. America's racist, but y'all out of tearing folks' businesses. This is insanity to me. America racist, but cops are losing their job and going to prison and getting sued. This is crazy. Ain't no cops getting sued in China. Ain't no cops getting sued in India, going to prison. Where? As corrupt as the Mexican police officers are, you never hear about them going to prison or nothing. It's crazy. Anyway. So this is the case right here, then I got to go. Sorry, y'all.
But had simply called for backup to assist the arresting officer, tragically losing his life in the process. On February 8th, 2024, a Blount County Sheriff's deputy pulled over a driver who was traveling in the wrong lane of the road.
Do me a favor, brother. Pull into the driveway. That way we're all the way out of the road. Okay? All right, my friend. Now that we're out of the way there. That's all right. My name's Shelby. I work for the Blount County Sheriff's Office. I stopped you not because you were all over the road.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't notice. I just put my hair up.
Putting your hair up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this guy is driving the vehicle, as he just admitted, and doing his hair. Now, you know if you're driving your car, trying to do your hair, you're going to be swerving everywhere, right? We know this, right? So this guy is trying to do his hair, he got long hair, and drive at the same time. He just admitted this. So the reason why he's being stopped is because he's driving on a road. Now the officer's going to assume that he's drunk. Why? Because he's swerving over the lane. We can all agree, trying to do your hair and drive will be very difficult. We know this because you got to do like this, off the wheel, on the wheels. We know this. So the reason why he got pulled over is he admitted he was doing his hair while driving at night. Let's go.
You had anything to drink or anything?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
No. I'm really just leaving. No, I'm just leaving suburban.
Okay.
The driver claimed he had briefly driven in the wrong lane because he was fixing his hair, not because he was intoxicated or impaired. However, the deputy took his license and the registration for the vehicle, which the driver claimed belonged to his mother, for verification. Upon returning, the deputy requested to search the car.
Black man swerving in and out of lanes in his mama's car. So now we got grown man in a car doing his hair while he's driving. It's not even his car. So he ain't got enough sense to even honor him borrowing his mother's car. You would think if his mother's car, he'd be 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, driving by all the regulations and guidelines when it comes to a motor vehicle. But no, he got the music blasting. He doing his hair, living his best life. I told y'all, the black man's mind. I told y'all this. His mind.
Car due to the smell of marijuana, at which point the interaction began to escalate.
I'm going to tell you this. I am going to have you step out, hang out with me.
Step out for what?
So I smell weed in the car. Have you ever smoked weed in this car?
I don't smoke or nothing.
Okay, you don't smoke or nothing?
No.
Has anybody ever smoked in the car?
Nobody. This is
okay.
my grandma's car.
Okay,
That's
I got you.
bogus, man.
Okay, well, smell.
So now most folks will see this and say, well, she lying. But let me ask you a question. What's the likelihood of him smoking weed if he would be driving at night, doing his hair in his mama's car? I think smoking weed lines up with that. Like he doing his hair as he's driving, so you know he ain't got no sense. He got the music blasting, he in his mama's car, so him smoking weed ain't far-fetched. That's all I'm saying. It's not out of the ordinary for him to be smoking weed. A goddess. I'm gonna try to find the clip. A goddess. I'm gonna try to find it. Now, many people have said already that he either sounds high or intoxicated. So before she mentioned the weed, folks were saying that he sounded high already in the comments. So again, he's driving a vehicle. He's doing his hair while he's driving. So he already exhibiting that he doesn't have good sense. He's in a vehicle that's not his own. So a person that doesn't respect the rules of the road, nor their mother's property, probably is going to be a weed smoker. Probably. And again, if she says she smelled weed, I trust her over the grown man doing his hair while he's driving.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you step out and hang out with me, okay? My partner's going to get here. We'll search as long as everything's good. I'll get you home.
There ain't no weed in here. Nobody smokes weed. Don't do me like that now.
Okay.
Well, I'm refusing this.
No, there's no refusing. So when I smell the odor of marijuana, I have probable cause to search the vehicle.
I need you to get a dog.
The verbal.
So he says, I'm refusing the search. She said, you can't refuse a search if I have probable cause because I smell marijuana. Now, keep in mind that marijuana is illegal. Marijuana is illegal in this state. So now we have a person that's driving recklessly, doesn't respect their mother's vehicle, and now he's refusing to have the car searched after he said that no one has ever smoked weed in the car. And again, the spirit of offense. If the police ask to search my car, I don't get offended. I don't get offended by a police say it don't offend me. I'm not smoking weed. I'm not offended. So then he says, I'm refusing the search, get a dog. So I'm cool with the search, just go get a dog to search the car.
Exchange continued until the officer's partner arrived at the scene, escalating the situation from a heated argument to a physical confrontation.
I'm not. No,
You're about to go to jail for refusing.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Want to simplify entry into the federal market?
Now, black people claim to be afraid of the police, but every time we see these videos, it's always the black folk telling the police no. I have a hard time with this narrative because black people say they are afraid of the police, they're being hunted down, but yet every time I see one of these videos, it's always black folks telling the police no. Listen, black people are afraid of books, and guess what? They don't buy the books. They don't go to the library, they don't go to Barnes and Nobles. Black people don't bother. Black folks are afraid of what's in the book, so they stay away from books. But you tell me that black folks are afraid of the police, but yet they keep bothering the police.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do this, man. You can't do this. Get your hands off of me, man. Please. Please get your hands off of me, please.
Now he's acting like a victim. And this police officer was very cordial with him. She was very nice to him. He admitted that he was swerving. The crazy thing about this is that he admitted as to why she stopped him. So you can't even say in this case that she stopped him for no reason. He admitted it. I was doing my hair. So you look crazy on a freeway, highway, driving at high speeds, trying to do your hair. Do you understand how insane this is? So if I pull you over, I'm like, what would make a rational person be going at this speed, doing their hair at night? I'm thinking you have to be high. You have to be drunk. Because a rational person in someone else's car is going to be 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And of course, there are going to be bliggities in these comments supporting this man's behavior. You know it. You know it.
Go ahead. Please.
Get out of the car. Get your ass out of the car.
Get out of the car now.
I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Out of the car.
Get out of the car, Kenny.
Now, they've been asking this man to get out the car. He don't want to do it. Now, this man reaching in the car. He ain't been shot. He got the taser on him. They asking him to get out nicely. And this is black people's problems. See, black folks want to waste people's time. They don't value time because they're told that they lived here for trillions of years and that because black folks live in the past so much, they don't understand how time works. Time is precious, not to black folks though, because time don't mean anything if everything is about the past. So what he wants to do, he want to do this stall tactic, had the dogs come out, do all this stuff, just make this whole big scene and waste hours when all he had to do was not do his hair while he was on the highway. That's it. And you wouldn't have got bothered.
Go ahead, hit him.
Out of the car, man.
Get out of the car.
Now look, he's tasing him with the taser, and the guy is not even fazed by the taser. So now the guy is taking the taser off of him. Now my question for you all with common sense is, if the taser don't work and he's still refusing and he's pulling the taser off, the wires off, what do you think is next? What do you think is next for a rational person who says they aren't high, they've never smoked weed in the car ever, nobody? What do you think is possible or what's going to happen if the taser don't work?
Forward.
Taser deployed. Out of the car. Get out of the car.
So now he's crying. Literally he's crying now. Literally he's crying. And the guy is just telling him to get out of the car. Like this went, and again, this is what happened when you're emotional. This is what emotional men do. Emotional men escalate the situation. All emotional men behave the same way. They create chaos. Emotional men make things chaotic. Instead of him just saying, I'll get out the car, since no one has ever smoked marijuana in the car, you are welcome to search the car. I have no problem. But instead of that, we done got to this.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Get that seatbelt on.
Please don't do this to me.
You're about to get it again.
Now, he still won't get out the car. Still. I didn't do anything. Please don't do this to me. He's hollering victim. I told y'all, anytime black people got to compete, they are going to scream foul.
Please. Please.
You're about to get it again.
Stop. Let me talk to my man. Oh my God.
So now he done hit him again with that taser. And she's trying to unbuckle the seatbelt to get him out. So again, these police officers are very proactive. They haven't drawn their guns. They haven't threatened to use death as an option. I'm going to shoot you. They've been very respectful. All of this, everything that black folks asked for, these officers have been. And again, this person admitted they were doing their hair while they were driving on the highway. We got to establish that.
As the officer attempted to use the taser on the suspect again, the driver, having reached his breaking point, decided it was time to...
So now, the driver closes the door again. So now the officer is moving into a position with the taser. Now, pay attention.
Fight back.
335 shots fired. I'm hit. 334 hit. Ah! Ah!
So what you just saw right there was the black man who's supposedly the victim. Now, there's a reason why he didn't want them to go to his car. It's a reason why. Now, we all know that nobody does all of this for a simple, I smell marijuana. So he shoots both officers. He shoots them because he refused to get out of the car. Then he pulls around the tree and shoots the officer on the ground 3 more times. So now we know that he's not a victim. So now we can agree that he's not a victim. He shot the police officer while he was on the ground 3 more times. Now I got obligatory on here. MC says, Blanche, I usually rock with you, but cut it out. This is police overreach. Just give me a ticket for swerving and go. This is BS. I usually rock with you, but this is wrong all the way. Now again, the black man, his mind is that of a child. He is always being done wrong. He will never take accountability. So again, what this person is leaving out is the amount of people that die on the road. I told you all that the black people, they don't look at nuance. These police officers are the ones that go to the scene and have to find these dead bodies. They're the ones that have to call these parents. They're the ones that have to see it and be traumatized. They're the ones that do it, not you. You all drive by the accident and say, ooh, that's messed up, and keep going. They got to deal with it. So the reason why they take this stuff so serious is because people die from folks intoxicated. That's why it's taken seriously. That's why it costs so much when it comes to a DUI. So again, I know you don't care about it, MC, because you're obligatory. But any rational man should understand that if I'm on the road swerving, I could kill somebody at high speeds in a vehicle. That's what makes it serious. He's not swerving on a city street. He's on the highway going at excess speeds doing this. So I have to assume that he's crazy. Something is wrong with him. Now, I know you don't care, MC, because life don't matter to y'all. You care about being black. I know you don't care. That's cool. These officers care, though. It's very traumatizing seeing people dead from car accidents. Having to call up family and loved ones when somebody is dead. It's traumatizing. So to avoid it, we're going to make it very inconvenient and uncomfortable when you are driving reckless. Now, I know it's hard for you all to believe this and understand this, but these officers have a job to do. Let's continue.
The suspect then opened fire on both officers, with the female officer sustaining a bullet wound to her leg while managing to survive. However, Deputy Greg McCowan, the male officer, was shot multiple times and killed, as the suspect even drove by him to fire one final shot, confirming his death. The female officer, still in excruciating pain from her injuries, could only scream for help until good Samaritans arrived to assist her.
Help! Help, I've been shot! I've been shot, help! 330, 335, 344's down, I've been hit. Suspect fled back towards town on Severe Road. I've been shot, I need your help. Can I do anything? Yes, get out, I need your help.
Now, I've always said this. When you are in distress and you need life-saving attention, white folks will be there to the rescue. it's going to be a bunch of white folks pulling over to help this woman. A bunch.
Help. Oh my God. 345. I've got to turn.
Black folks, white folks giving her the jacket, helping her with the tourniquet. Like white folks doing, I'm talking about assisting everything. This is their culture. This ain't your culture. This is their culture. Because y'all was saying, like y'all do in the comments, she deserved this. So this ain't y'all culture. This is their culture.
Tourniquet applied. Have you got? I'm trying to get the 344. So the suspect's going. He went that way. I gotta get to my partner.
The female officer desperately wanted to help her partner, but there was nothing she could do as he was already beyond saving.
Listen, I would help Tori, but I'm not black though. So that's, I would help. I'm not black though. I would help.
He's not.
You're not breathing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm up here. I want to go back up.
Same thing.
Is that your only place is in the leg? That's all I feel. I'm okay.
Right,
I'm okay. Take care of Greg. Take care of Greg. Take care of Greg.
Come on.
I can't, brother. I can't. I don't think I can.
Come on, help me get her in the car. Help me get her in the car.
In your car?
Yeah, in my car.
Brother, I need help. I need help. I can't walk.
You got a tourniquet on?
Yeah.
All right. Where are you trying? On the
Hold
leg?
on. Hold on. Let me help. I think that's her only. It's her only. Right here.
Who do you think causes the most police homicides? Who do you think responsible? Who do you think is responsible for the most police homicides? What group of people? Who do you think? Okay, I'll let y'all ponder on that for a second.
It's gonna hurt.
She was taken to the hospital where she survived the gunshot wound. The city's mayor then announced a $10,000 reward for any information that could lead.
So this guy's name is Kenneth Wayne DeHart. Armed and dangerous, first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, felon in possession of a firearm. Yeah, she was useless, though. She really was useless. So not only was he doing his hair while he was driving, not only is he in his mama's car committing a crime, committing a murder, but he's also a convicted felon.
To the capture of the 42-year-old suspect, Kenneth DeHart. After an intense 5-day manhunt, DeHart was finally located and arrested at an apartment 20 miles from where he had committed the crime.
You allowing this shit, man?
Who are you? And how did you get in my kitchen?
You black? You allowing this?
You wish you could easily switch it.
You allowing this, man?
You
black, man. You love watching this shit.
So this is why I don't listen to racism. Now, clearly this guy's in the wrong. And he is trying to play the, you done just executed a police officer and you playing the race card. You want the black officer to do what for you? What do you want her to do? Let you out the cuffs? What do you want the black officer to do for you? You just killed a black police officer, police officer shot another one. Kaia said, people from the store called the police due to a suspicious man with a gun walking around the store. The officer didn't even draw his weapon and was killed. The man fled and was caught 3 hours away. Again, I'm gonna ask y'all, what group of people kills the police the most?
It's gonna hurt.
She was taken to the hospital where she survived the gunshot wound. The city's mayor then announced a $10,000 reward for any information that could lead to the capture of the 42-year-old suspect, Kenneth DeHart. After an intense 5-day manhunt, DeHart was finally located and arrested at an apartment 20 miles from where he had committed the crime.
You allowing this shit, man?
Who are you? And how'd you get in my kitchen?
You black? You allowing this?
We should be easily switching.
You allowing this, man?
I'm
black, man. You love watching this shit.
The suspect was charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, felon in possession of a firearm, aggravated assault on a first responder, evading arrest, resisting arrest, and failure to maintain a lane. The prosecuting attorney is seeking the death penalty for the suspect. The next officer narrowly escaped.
So again, and you can know based on some of these comments that this goes again with this anti-police agenda. Today's title is Move Philadelphia Part 2, The Rise in Anti-Police-ism. And that's basically what we have. We have a rise in anti-police due to the spreading of communism. So you basically have to demonize the police in order to make people accept the movement. So folks are accepting of communism based on how they feel about the police. If you just present communism by itself, most folks will reject it. But if you present communism as opposed to the police, then most folks will accept communism. And that's what they did. It's a very masterful psychological plan they played on the people. Antoine Gist, I grew up not far from where Move happened. It's a whole bleep show. This happened on the first Negro mayor. I believe it. I believe it. This is just a bunch of foolishness going on. A bunch of foolishness. Thank you so much, Antoine. Diamone, happy fake New Year, Blanche. The real New Year is in March. They always obfuscate and distort the truth about Jesus. Amen. And I mean, it should make sense that why would the new year be when everything was dead in the wintertime? It would make sense for it to be like when everything is blooming, starting all over again. But yeah, thank you, Diamone. CC77, LCC77, stay well, Mr. Blanchard, and say thank you so much for the super sticker. Cruise Missile, thank you so much, sir, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. CC77, America First, One Nation Under God. Amen. Thank you so much. Shelly Day, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you all. God bless. Thank you, Shelly Day, for the guap. Thank you so much. Jasmine T, thank you so much. Miss T. Shelly Day again, thank you so much. Happy New Year, everyone, and be blessed. Thank you so much, Shelly Day. Happy belated New Year, Blanche from Team Whitey. Thank you so much, Will. Here's to another year of calling out BS. Thank you so much, Will. I appreciate it. Erica McKnight, thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate it. Antoine Smith again, thank you so much for the super sticker. Listen, I love y'all. Thank you, Agonis Navi. Thank you, Angel Wings, so much for moderating. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. And I will see you all again probably on tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know, or Tuesday, maybe, I don't know. I'll think about it. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.